This is an exercise. For 5 hours at the Capitol, every communication, written or verbal, began and ended with those words. Unfortunately, the world we live in today, this simulated scenario rings very true. The Capitol Crisis Exercise could have been pulled off the front page of the local newspaper.
The scenario involved a multifaceted attack on the Capitol complex. So we had a radiological device arrive in a vehicle at the northern checkpoint. We had a explosive ordnance device in a vehicle that arrived at the southern checkpoint. And while law enforcement was dealing with both threats, we had 6 to 8 armed gunmen storm the Capitol, and it then became an active shooter scenario.
If this was a real event, you would have state and local officers coming in here to help. We'd probably have 200 people within the first 15 minutes.
That is why more than 200 participants from a dozen local, state, and federal agencies use the Capitol complex for the training exercise. These are elite teams, highly trained and specialized to save lives and prevent disasters.
I'm on the crisis negotiations team for the Tallahassee Police Department. As a member of the negotiations team, we get out on the scene. We try to get information in regards to the individuals that we're dealing with, try to figure out some type of motive and negotiate or talk to the person, or at least get an understanding of what they're doing, at the same time trying to convey that information to those tactical units that are actually working the scene. So we are eyes and ears, and we try to give out information.
How many of y'all got back there, JP?
We got one open door, bathroom.
How many of y'all down there?
2.
Clear it.
For most, this was a first opportunity to practice their unique skills at the Capitol and with multidiscipline agencies.
You don't get to train and prepare for a scenario like this and use the state capitol. It's a very sprawling complex. There's tons of rooms. Most of the responders are not familiar with the Capitol complex. So this was an opportunity for them to work together and learn a little bit about the Capitol if there was an incident here.
Straight to the end of the hall. Copy.
When minutes count and mean the difference between life and death, these units spring into action, literally running into the conflict zone with 80 pounds of gear on.
The entry team, they have their entry vest, which are the big, heavy vest. They also have the rifles, which are slung. They have optics on their helmets, so they can use night vision if that were necessary. All of that plays into the scenario that we're looking at, and going in not knowing what you're going to find, whether it's lighted or dark. So you have to prepare for all of those situations, and unfortunately you have to carry all that equipment in with them.
The guy that shot, where'd they go?
It was the other stairwell.
13 right now. Move, guys. Go, go.
Specially equipped and trained medics are on hand to help the injured.
Is there bleeding? Is there a lot of puddles?
Yeah, there's puddles.
Puddles? All right.
Leon County EMS, we've developed a tactical medic. We're probably 2 years in the making now. We're geared up, physically trained, mentally trained. We also learn how to use care under fire during these high hostage events for us to go in and extricate them out versus other medics that don't have the full kit on and full gear.
We're stabilizing the external hemorrhaging. Quickest method is going to be a tourniquet, which is going to be represented by this statement.
With planning, preparedness, and practice, everyone is hoping to resolve an incident like this one quickly and without casualties. For WCOT, Pam Forrester reporting. Remember, this is an exercise.